GSA has taken these steps. The proliferation of the face-up standard appliance cables and accessories we have on the market will be a thing of the past. All right, thank you very much.
Ghana Standards Authority is Ghana's national standards body. Now, we get our mandate through the Ghana Standards Act 2022 at 1078, where we are given the mandate to develop, promote, and enforce standards in Ghana. Now, this is done through metrology, standardization, and conformity assessment. Now, when we talk about conformity assessment, we are talking about testing of products. Now, these testings ensure that products are quality, safe, and reliable. GSA have adopted several safety standards, such as the GSIAC 60335 series, where it gives us test methods such as insulation resistance, leakage currents, and all these tests, when conducted on appliances, make sure that they are durable and it doesn't lead to fire outbreaks. Now, for the cables, we realize that one of the important parameters that we look for is the conductor resistance. Now, for the conductor resistance, when we test, every cable size has its minimum conductor resistance or maximum conductor resistance. So for instance, if you pick a 1.5 cable, the maximum resistance is 12.1 kilo ohms. Now, there are instances where people are importing cables which are fake and the conductor resistance is about 20 ohms per kilometer. These are some of the things that we see. Now, when we test and we realize that that cable is having that conductor resistance, we fail there. I want to repeat that. We fail there. We don't allow that product to go into the market. Now, why do we fail on the conductor resistance? Now, conductor resistance is directly related to high temperatures. If the conductor resistance is high, it causes the insulation to break down. Yes, and when the insulation breaks down, it causes overheating, and when overheating continues, it causes the cable to catch fire. So we make sure that we don't play with testing. We don't play. I want to repeat that. We don't play. Safe electrical installations save lives and property. Testing and certification are non-negotiable in fire prevention. I want to repeat that. Testing and certification are non-negotiable in fire certification. And I want to tell you that GSA is committed to protect the public and industry. And together, we can build a safer electrical future for Ghana. Thank you.
Agenda 2030 is a globally recognized strategy for the whole world, and not Ghana, not Africa, but it's for the whole world. Now, in 2015, United Nations adopted this strategy to make sure that the whole planet gets the necessary peace, prosperity, and protection for the planet as possible. This is what the world is expecting to attain by 2030. Goal number 1, no poverty. Goal number 2, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation. Number 7, affordable and clean energy. Note that one for me. Decent work and economic growth. Number 9, industry, innovation and infrastructure. Note as well goal number 9. Reduce inequality, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action. Note goal number 13 as well. Then life below water, life on land, peace, justice, and strong institutions. And then the 17th one is partnership for all these goals. But in this meeting, we may be only interested in goal number 7, goal number 9, and goal number 30. That is affordable and clean energy, industry, innovation and infrastructure, and then climate action. All we are saying is for us to have a system where we are trying to build a resilient infrastructure, then we should be able to coordinate all these 3 so that it will be applicable in the industry we find ourselves. Now, let me quickly jump to how we can put up resilient infrastructure. With infrastructure, we must bear in mind that 2 cardinal issues are very important. The decision maker on the infrastructure is very important. The one who decides what type of infrastructure to put up is key. Then 2, the capital intensity of the infrastructure is also important. For purposes of safety, if we want to translate safety or link safety to electrical infrastructure, then we must be talking about some 12 disciples of safety that we must know. Safety is equal to your life. Safety is behavior. Safety is your own investment. Safety is your first line of complete security. And safety is the reason why our globe must be kept today properly for our future.
We are moving to another session. We are changing gear this time. We are now going to listen to great experts and great minds to deliberate on issues that is going to shape the power industry.
How are current policies and licensing frameworks evolving to address emerging safety challenges in Ghana's electrification drive?
Currently, some of the strategies we have in place, I have alluded to them during the presentation. One is the moving all the processes of the certified electricians and certified inspectors online. Before, we were giving them booklets and we had challenges with them. What we have now, with everything being on the iCap, the moment an electrician finishes the work and submits it to an inspector, we sit in the office, we see it at the back end. The moment the inspector picks that work, finishes with his aspects of the work, we see it, and they are able to do instant monitoring from the office.
Just to see that the person has made the work.
Yes. Once he completes and submits the form, a copy is generated at the back end for us, and so we see it live. So we study the documents, see the parameters. If we have any issues from the office, even without going to the field, or before going to the field, we call the inspector or the electrician. Send us pictures of, if you just submitted this way, send us pictures of this aspect of the work, this aspect of the work, that aspect of the work. And so before even going to the field, or monitoring time is due, which we were doing once every quarter, or which we still do once every quarter. Now we're able to do enforcement even from the office. Once the document is submitted in the system, we see it, we study it, and we call. Send pictures of this aspect of the work, and then let's assess it.
How do you ensure that the national standards are not only developed but actively adopted by practitioners and enforced across all sectors?
One of our mandates of the Ghana National Authority is to promote standards. What we do is that even in the development of standards, we engage stakeholders. So we have, in the electrical field, we have manufacturers, we have even installation agencies who join in committees that meet to deliberate on standards. What happens is that even before a standard is taken into a CC meeting, you have a working group that looks at all the acceptable standards that should be considered if a new standard should be created, or if we have some IT standards or some ISO standards that can suffice. Once the TT meets, there's consensus agreed on all the scope of the standard and all the pointers in the standard. From that point, what we do is take the standard out from public comments. So the standard is taken out to all stakeholders, people who are involved in who are going to use the standard to give us comments on whether it's applicable or not. Once that is done, the TT meets again to review comments. Then we finally publish the standard. And once the standard is published, it's gazetted so that it's available to everyone. Another way we also put out standards is through our website. So the Ghana Standard Authority has a website where we put out all standards that are gazetted so that everyone who's doing anything in relation to a product or a system can acquire these standards when they go to the website or come directly to the office.
All of us here are aware that